we did a review on Cobra Kai. I believe we didn't do a review on Karate Kid, right?
Not to my recollection. We did discuss a lot about Karate Kid, and we didn't review
During
the
our,
last season of Cobra Kai.
but do we need to?
Yeah,
We do?
I don't know.
No,
No,
I don't think we don't need to review that.
I may have to watch it for the new movie. I don't
Yes and
know.
no.
I don't know what time where it fits in the timeline.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Neither way. But the remake of The Karate Kid is honored in The Karate Kid Legends, but we're not going to review that because I don't think it should be called Karate Kid. I think it should be called The Kung Fu Kid because of the time or the locale it goes.
You know, I never watched that movie.
Oh, damn. So we may have to do a review on it.
What, the remake?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We may have to.
I mean, technically, I argue the fact that like the Karate Kid movie that was a remake was also not true because then you had like the new Karate Kid with what's her face and Miyagi.
Yeah, but this is no what? Stop it. No, this is The Karate Kid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because there was Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, and then the new Karate Kid.
Right. That's not a remake of anything. It's just another spin-off.
Exactly.
It's another sequel.
And then they did this one, which had nothing to do with the Karate Kid.
Which one?
Is it Jaden Pickett?
Oh yeah, The Karate Kid. Right. They just renamed.
Jaden Smith.
Right. They just reused the title.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the dialogue is pretty much verbatim of what was said in the original Karate Kid. Of course, some here change here and there. But anyway, the original 1984 Karate Kid is still ranked on Rotten Tomatoes at 89% by the critics and 83% by the audience. Wax on, wax off, sun the floor, up, down, side to side. Side to side. Aight. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of this damn movie. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel.
I'm Adon.
Where we give a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert. When was the last time you watched this movie besides watching this movie recently?
Damn well close to 2 decades ago.
Wow.
It was when it was probably closer to 15. But I was doing Taekwondo, and I remember I was helping to teach at that time.
Okay.
And one of the things is like we were doing like after school programs, and like we were doing like a function where the kids could sleep over at the dojo. Mm-hmm. In our ever wise wisdom of times, we were like, the kids, we could put Karate Kid on for the kids, but none of us had rewatched the movie. Okay. And then most of the kids were like 5, 6 to 8 years old.
Oh, that's too young.
And as we're watching the movie, I look over at my instructor. I'm like, I forgot how long this movie took to ramp up. The kids lost interest so quick. That was the last time I watched it. And I watch it again here. I watched Karate Kid 2 more than all the other Karate Kids.
Well, Karate Kid 2 is a good film.
Yeah.
It's almost the Empire Strikes Back of the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Also, it was like one of those ones that when I was growing up happened to be on TV more often than the original Karate Kid, weirdly enough.
Okay. And you have the music here in the sense of the Pete Cetera, like the big hits from that movie came out as well. Mm-hmm. But I gotta say here, the music in this movie rocks on.
They do have some good jams.
Not just jams, but like the musical score is like on point.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Now, for me, the last time I saw in the theater. I mean, I watched it recently for this review, but I saw in the theater when Cobra Kai was on YouTube Red.
That's right. You did have YouTube Red for sure.
No, I didn't. I did not have YouTube Red, but I know that Cobra Kai was being shown on YouTube Red. And what they did, though, to promote it, they had it in the theaters. They had the first 2 episodes of Cobra Kai in the theaters. And then they had the Karate Kid. So it was kind of like a little marathon, if you will.
Yeah.
But what I was unhappy about is that they first showed the Cobra Kai episodes, then they showed the Karate Kid movie. They should have done it in reverse. It will make more sense, especially when the episode 1 starts. There's flashbacks right to what happened in Karate Kid. But seeing it again recently, man, this movie holds up. And I can relate to it in so many ways that it brings back like so many memories. But before we go into that, how much was it originally made for?
I figured you were going to ask that. I got it already. About $8 million. The movie came out it was released in June of 1984.
No, I get it, but 8 million, that's like pocket change, even by that standards back then. How much did it make?
Worldwide was 91,137,331. Got more than 10 times its earnings back.
It did. Now, what I like about this movie, because there's so many similarities. It reminded me of your average Shaw Brothers kung fu revenge flicks. Train Me.
Oh, for like how the story would flow? Yeah, sure.
Yes, right? Like he gets bullied, he gets beat up. He wants to learn.
When you said the Shaw Brothers, I'm like, yeah, the martial arts action is not Shaw Brother worthy.
No, not the action, but the story in the sense like the average kung fu movie that we saw in the 70s and 80s was like this. Person who has no experience gets beat up, learns to defend himself, to honor his family and, save the city, or save the town. Like that nature, but also very Rocky.
I follow what you're getting at, but just to bring it to more current terminology, like how Marvel has a formula?
Yes.
This followed the formula of your classic martial art films.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
I'm just giving a comparison for someone that's newer in our audience.
Okay. But also like John G. Avildsen, he directed the original Rocky 1. And he directed this. So you can see the similarities. A nobody becomes a somebody.
Sure.
The father and son relationship that develops. Rocky with Mick, you have that with Daniel and Miyagi. This is a role where no one wanted Pat Morita to be in because they said, why a comedian? Similar to Michael Keaton. They didn't want a comedian to play Batman. But when they got the role, they shook the world. Pat Morita got nominated for Best Supporting Role. And then, it led on to other sequels, as we mentioned, and also led to him, Pat Morita, doing other martial art films. Not that he's being a martial artist, but he kind of got typecasted to do other
for a while
martial art films, which was like, that's sad, but okay, sure.
I think he was like in the movie 18 Fingers of Death.
He also like American Samurai or something. And then another like Blood Hunt or Blood Fist. What are those blood kung fu karate spin-off movies?
Also comedies like Karate Dog.
Yeah, but he knocked it out of the park. As plain as Miyagi, he was awesome. You were born when again?
Just a couple months beforehand.
So 84. So for a while, it was just me and mom.
Yeah.
Now we traveled too, but not really in the sense of different states, but just different counties.
Yeah.
And then you and then dad, got into the picture, and then you came along. But I saw some similarities there. They're from Jersey.
Yeah, that's true.
We're Jersey. We're from Jersey as well. Now we didn't move to California. We moved to Florida. Eventually, we did. But there was like similarities there that I saw. Granted, by this time the movie came out, we were still in Jersey, and then we're there into the 90s. Even though we moved pretty much still in South Jersey, I always had to change schools.
Yeah.
I had to change schools. That's what he did. He had to change schools. He had to adapt. He had to meet new friends and things of that nature. I was doing karate at the time. I had a karate jacket, but people thought I was like a badass. Same thing here. He meets a guy that, kick on the door that smacked him in the face. Okay, sure. There's some similarities there. And then, of course, there's some huge differences as well. If you look at it in a different perspective, because I know they did this, they did it in How I Met Your Mother. Other people did it too, that the Karate Kid is not Daniel LaRusso, but it's actually Johnny Lawrence.
Yes.
And if you look in that aspect, yes, you can see it that way, that he is the Karate Kid. And like Rocky in the original, Rocky lost.
Yeah.
Right? But he gained respect. That's like that. Here's a little different. Daniel finds the girl. He gets the girl. And of course, he goes through from nobody to somebody. Because I can see it in both perspectives. Granted, though, Daniel is the Karate Kid.
I will say this, though. I do understand the perspective. And there is an argument to say Daniel LaRusso started like half the trouble that was being done. Even though Johnny Lawrence,
yes, like he's not at the
without
beach.
Sin,
Right. No. At the beach thing, it can't defend Johnny on that because he was causing a ruckus already. And Daniel was just like, hey, this is her radio. I'm just trying to give it back to her. And then they beat him up for that. But yes, at the Halloween party, at the Halloween dance, he could have let it go. But no, things are coming around and he gets chased. And that's what leads to one of the great scenes of the movie when Miyagi shows up. Yeah. Yes, it's a great scene. It's a great scene overall where you have the villains dressed like villains. They're dressed as skeletons, and he's wearing this
shower
curtain, but it could also be like wings.
You know what? I was thinking to myself, he's such a wet blanket. He's wearing a wet blanket.
Right. What else did he do that he put himself in trouble?
That's antagonizing?
He antagonizes the crew. Besides that,
I mean, after when
was
they
there
make the
another one?
deal, he keeps poking fun of the crew.
No, he did it once on that. He did it once
Yeah.
with the professor.
There
But
was
then
some
Johnny
points
does
where
it.
he's like Johnny in the sense like after Johnny, like granted Johnny's a dick for kissing
Right.
oh, was it Allie? Yeah, Allie when
Yeah.
she at the dance formal, whatever it was.
Mhm. Well, no, at the restaurant.
The restaurant. But the way he handles it afterwards, he does have issues. He like, you know,
No, he does. He
I
does
have no
have
problem.
issues.
Yeah.
Right. No. He like the Italian in him kind of thing.
He has
The
like an
Jersey.
ego. Yeah.
The Jersey in him, yes, gets in the way.
Although she forgives him like stupid easy.
Well, yeah, especially at the game center.
Yeah.
Hey, slugger.
And she's
But
I'm
damn,
like, what the hell is that?
Dude, did she not look good or what? She
Yeah.
looks good.
Oh, the soccer thing. When he got tripped.
Yes.
First time you see him playing soccer, he got tripped and he slugs the guy in the face. Now, granted, this is right after I watched Lilo and Stitch. I'm like, oh, he's Lilo.
Yes.
But he basically, that was uncalled for. I'm like, you could play soccer and yeah, you could get tripped. He didn't get hurt. He got tripped. And the guy said,
no, he got clipped. It was on purpose. You saw Johnny and the crew giving each other signals.
I know it was on purpose, but he took it a step further.
Because he knows who they are.
Yeah.
He already got beat up by them. So he knows their thing. So he's getting bullied by the bullies. Like, who would not react the same way like that? You know what I'm saying? Like you're pushed to
it's day two.
Maybe so, but I understand by like the coach has no idea who he is.
Yeah.
Or other people have no idea who he is. But you saw Allie, her reaction is like, fuck.
I wouldn't retaliate right in front of the coach. I would have waited. This is just me.
I understand what you're saying, but I can understand his reaction too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are so many great moments here, character driven or action, comedy. There's many lighthearted moments here.
What's your favorite?
Of what?
What's your favorite moment?
Oh, when he shows them the techniques.
Wax on, wax off.
Show me sand the floor.
Yeah.
Show me wax on, wax. That moment. That connection,
that's one of the most iconic moments in the entire film. Yeah.
Right. But for me, that's it. It's intense. It's a tense moment. Because you see him like Daniel's just finished cursing him out.
Yeah.
And rightly so, because he doesn't know what's going on. Even though he made a verbal contract, don't question me, whatever I give you. Just do what I say. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I can understand his frustration.
Because he doesn't know what he's being trained.
Right. He's just being taken advantage of. Right. Yeah. I mean, there's so many great moments. But for me, that is it. When he's showing him, you see Miyagi getting emotional.
Yeah.
You see that in his eyes, like his eyes starts to tear a couple times. And then that moment where they just stay there like two gunslingers, right? They're facing each other about to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miyagi does and throwing those punches and Daniel's just reacting, all instinctive, boom, it's done. And Daniel's like, what the hell? What? It was just like, he just like, what the hell just happened? Did I just learn karate? Shit, I just learned karate. That's a hot moment.
It's
granted, it's
that's
not.
How
it's
Neil
not,
learned. I learned kung fu. I know kung fu.
But granted, it's different. And they said, Miyagi says it's not the quantity, it's the quality of the movements.
Yeah.
And he just gave like the fundamentals. You notice that it wasn't offense he taught first; it was defense.
Yeah,
he taught him.
He tells him like karate is about self-defense.
Right?
Exactly.
So all his drills were all about defensive movements, and the punching later, and the kicking. Well, the kicking he didn't really have to learn because of his soccer background.
True. I mean, truthfully, like a good defensive technique is arguably just as good as an offensive technique.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like as far as like you could break bones with a good defensive technique.
Right. What about you? Do you have a favorite moment?
The fly and the chopsticks. He's like there trying to catch the fly.
Beginner luck.
And he's like, you catch the fly, you can do anything. And he goes, Mr. Miyagi, look. He's like,
he just gets pissed off.
He does. He visibly gets pissed off.
Oh no, you see, yeah, he does. He loses. That's the only time you really actually see him lose his cool.
Yes.
Every other time he's like,
even when he's like drunk,
stoic,
or like even the scene you love.
Oh my God,
he's correcting him. Yeah. He's pretty collected. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. No, but like the drunk scene, that was awesome.
That was a very good scene.
That was intense. Like you see what the emotional roller coaster that Miyagi is going through, and he does that every year of the anniversary. That's like love and devotion.
Absolutely.
There's so many great scenes. The time when he picks up Allie and then again, this is something I can relate to mom and stuff like that. Like, okay, when he goes to pick up Allie,
in front of her parents in the station,
and he meets the parents and the station wagon, and then the mom goes, "Hi." Mom will do that. Mom has done that.
Fortunately, not to me, but only I
to
bet
me.
She has.
She has done that with me. Like I remember one time, like I told her, like when they were dropping me off at college, and I said, "Oh, that's my roommate." Like he was over like at another table. So I'm not gonna say the name. He goes, "Hey, how are you?" Hey, I was like, "Mom, he doesn't know who you are. Why? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Dad's like laughing. Oh, I have to agree with you in the sense of like perception of Daniel being the bad guy. Talking about the mom, he lies to the first guy he meets.
Well, he lies all the time. He lies to his mother. He lies to like Allie at times. He lies to everybody.
But he told the guy that he just finished kicking in the head. Oh, she's like some kind of like NASA physicist, something like that, like computer genius, where we find out that she become a manager at a restaurant.
Yeah.
But why start off with a lie? He's a pathological liar.
He is pathological liar. He doesn't like his life.
Pathological liar, excuse me, pathological liar.
When they're checking in LaRusso into the martial art tournament.
No, but that's comedy. That's comedy.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Mr. Miyagi is the best character in the entire film.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
steal the show. When not only did he steal the black belt from the guy checking in, but then when they like, oh, she can't be here. It's only the coaches and the fighter. And I was like, she translates for him, and he starts speaking Japanese. He's like, what did he say? Oh, you remind him of his uncle. He's like, oh, that's sweet. And okay, she can go. And he's like, and he says something to Miyagi. He goes, "You're welcome."
He goes, "Thank you." No, that's funny. But then I mean, like when Miyagi and Kreese meet,
yes, that
whole dynamic is freaking awesome because you just see like Miyagi not losing focus. He's just looking at him, like, does his head tilt to the tournament? Like, he doesn't even turn around or point to the poster. He just says, tournament.
Yeah.
And to back away, he gets Daniel to move first. Kind of like for me, I saw it like as a dog trainer, when two animals or two dogs are about to face each other and you have the control of one dog, you put the dog behind you. You become the alpha. You become the barrier between the two dogs.
Is it or like a mentor or like a parent
protecting
their child, like you're going to step in front of that creature,
right?
Yeah,
no, exactly. But that's how I saw it with that, in the sense, like, because I have my dogs and I've had run-ins with other dogs. That's what I'll do. I'll put my dogs behind me to become that barrier. And the music, the rise of the music to the finish kick, I saw it today. It still gave me goosebumps, even though I knew what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That movie, from beginning to end, it led me to still have goosebumps.
It's still a legal kick.
No, it's not.
It's not an illegal kick.
No, it's not.
How's it not? So kicks to the face were allowed?
Dude, you got to rewatch the fights. Watch the whole tournament.
Okay.
There are kicks to the head.
But they couldn't punch to the face.
Correct. Kyokushin, karate, there's semi-contact where you can punch to the chest, kick to the thighs, kick to the mid, kick to the head, and they're bare knuckle.
I know you're right in that context. I always thought it was a weird policy because a kick to the head technically is harder than a punch to the face.
Right, but you get punched in the face by the fist, you can get cut.
I've been cut by a foot to the face before.
Well, the person didn't cut their nails then.
Exactly.
But the thing is, if you watch other bouts during that tournament cycle, people getting kicked. Even the guy that Johnny Lawrence is fighting in the semifinals.
Bobby?
No. Oh, did you realize like all the guys have like Bobby, Johnny, Billy?
They're all E's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for one, Dutch. Dutch looked like he was on drugs. I'm just saying. He was like
Dutch was he passed away already. The blonde dude, right? The blue chair.
But I'm talking about like in his performance, like he had something against Daniel more than Johnny.
But only at the end.
It was so weird. Like
it was weird.
Like there's like a missing part of like a deleted scene or a story. Like,
right, because he just comes out of nowhere like, oh, you're mine. Like, who the fuck are you?
That's what I said. Why is your
exactly?
I was watching. I'm like, what? First of all, why is your hair so bleached?
That's Steve McQueen's son.
Yeah, Chad McQueen. Yeah,
and unfortunately, he passed away.
Mhm.
But also, I was seeing this, I was like, why is Luke Skywalker here, and why is Tom Cruise in this as well? Put him in the body bag. He looks like a cousin of Mark Hamill.
Well, so first of all, he doesn't say put him in a body bag. He says get him a body bag.
Oh yeah,
It's
but
one of those
still,
things.
body bag.
Mandela effect.
Right. Well, I mean, granted, you have here, like in this movie, like multiple memes in a sense of taglines: sweep the leg, put him in the body bag, or we say put him in the body bag, wax on, wax off, sand the floor. I do Miyagi's key eyes. Not everyone does it, but I do the key eyes because I just find it funny. And
I
you
do.
know,
I do Black
I
Dynamite.
just want to go home. I just want to go home. LaRusso's going to fight. Sometimes that is said, but definitely like sweep the leg.
Yeah,
that's definitely one of it. And No Mercy. People say that today. Before Cobra Kai came out, people
I
have been
bought
saying
you
it.
that jacket before the
You bought
show
me-
was out.
Yes.
You never told the story about how you got in trouble for that jacket.
No, I didn't get in trouble for the jacket. I got in trouble for the shirt.
The shirt you got in trouble for?
I couldn't get into a nightclub because I was wearing the
No,
shirt.
I thought you couldn't wear the jacket at your own dojo.
Oh, yes. I was like, are you guys kidding me? You're like, really kidding me? It's like, I was like, I'm not talking about another school. Like, granted, like people join martial arts schools because of outside influences.
True.
Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Karate Kid, or Jackie Chan. Those were influences that people, why they joined martial arts schools in the first place. So they didn't approve of me of wearing a Cobra Kai paraphernalia in the sense of, I don't know why, because it's just like, or I couldn't wear a Bruce Lee shirt.
I think, no. Okay, for context for everybody out there, I think I got it for you for Christmas.
Yeah, it's a hoodie. It's a black hoodie.
It was a black hoodie. It had literally the Cobra Kai logo from the movie.
And the patch in the front,
the patch
the fist.
Of the fist, and it's like No Mercy. If I remember you telling me correctly, the reason why is because there is a legitimate school out there that is Cobra Kai, but they just spell it slightly different.
I wouldn't know because regardless, it's just like, guys, it's from a movie. You should know this.
So you would think.
Right? But I did one time wore a Cobra Kai t-shirt, like the faded kind.
Yeah.
I still have it somewhere. But anyway, faded, like vintage look. And it was a club in Florida. You went with me one time to that same club. That one time you did not come home.
Oh, that was Hard Rock.
No, it wasn't Hard Rock. Like, I think it was on Dale Mabry or something like that, off of Dale Mabry.
Oh, wait. I didn't come home?
No, you were with me, so you came home. But from that night, you met that girl and did not come home one night. Now you're remembering?
Kind of, yeah.
I had to call you.
Okay. Enough said.
Right. Okay. But anyway, that nightclub, because like a lot of nightclubs, they're pretty much casual of dress code.
Yeah.
You just can't wear like sneakers or shorts, something like that. But t-shirt is fine, not cut off, whatever. But I had a Cobra Kai t-shirt. It was vintage. Even back then, it was considered vintage. And the security said, you can't wear that. I was like, why? Because people may start a ruckus. I was like,
yeah.
From a movie t-shirt? It says, the only way you can come in is if you turn it inside out. I was like, are you shitting me? And I wasn't going to go home to come back, so I turned the shirt inside out. I was like, you think they can't see this? All right, fine. So, because you can still see the outline of the freaking Cobra Kai just in reverse order.
Yeah.
But anyway,
which is so funny that it was like someone's going to start a fight because they believe Daniel LaRusso was not the Karate Kid.
Oh, was there any weak moments for you?
My hardest issue was like the length of time for the film. I think it's too long.
Over 2 hours?
It's 2 hours and 6 minutes long. I think the movie could have been condensed down more.
What could have been cut out though?
I feel like the first 20 to 30 minutes could have been trimmed up.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I get it that they're showing that it was like literally 10 to 15 minutes just for him to get from New Jersey to California.
It was how long again?
It was like 10 minutes.
No, it was like 5.
Felt like 10.
I understand. See, for me, I think everything that he showed, it was a purpose because, trials and tribulations to get there. He gets there. He's not happy. Oh, that also reminded me of No Retreat, No Surrender. Same thing.
Yeah.
Right? The box is on top of the car. And I think there was a bike also on top of the car in that movie. But anyway.
Did you have a scene that you didn't like? And mind you, No Retreat, No Surrender came out 2 years after this movie. So
no, I know. That's of course that's where he got his influence. But you know what? If anything, I wish they kept stuff in that was in the book because I read the book after this.
Okay.
And it goes in more detail, like certain things, like when Daniel goes inside the restaurant in the white outfit and red jacket, and no one says nothing to him. He's just some stranger. It's because he was dressed similar to the valets. The valets were dressed in white with a red jacket.
So you don't get to see the valets and whatnot.
We don't see that scene like that. In the book, it covers that. Like, something minor. I would say this. So Ali punches Johnny at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's some time frame. But the girlfriend is like, leave her alone, the brunette. And says, why? It's like, oh, you weren't there for the exciting conclusion. What was that? His hand on her ass? No, her right hook. What, she punched him? What do you think her hand is sprained for? You think that's from doing her nails?
I thought she slapped him. But
no, she punched him.
She
punched him. But the thing is, she said that she sprained her hand. We see her hand is fine.
Yeah.
There's no brace. There's no wrap on it. So how would he know that the hand is hurt? Continuity is not there.
Agreed.
But for me, I think the movie has a great pace. We learn each character in a deeper level. Definitely Miyagi and definitely Daniel. A little bit of Ali, a little bit there. Some more with, not really with Johnny. It's very, very basic. It's more about him.
Yeah. Well, here's the weird thing I just realized. In Cobra Kai, they made it seem like Johnny wasn't in the good part of town, right? He was. No, he was.
He later on moved to a bad side.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
I'm going by memory on that.
His mom got remarried to Ed Asner, who was like a bad, like the guy was very stingy with his money, wouldn't to share it with Johnny because he was a stepson, whatever.
But he had a car and a motorcycle.
Yeah. Sure. Well, no, I mean he had he was he had money, so he was able, at that restaurant, it was like that. But his mom remarried and all that stuff. That moment when he does that, and the music starts to play, like to me, it was just a nice drive, and again the goosebumps, like and of course what's gonna happen. Oh, this is when Miyagi also broke character. He broke character when Daniel comes back and he walks onto the stage with limping. Miyagi goes like this. That's not Miyagi would never do that. He'll do the bow instead. He goes, go get him, kind of thing. And then you have what's his name from Revenge of the Nerds, the black guy. He's in. I was like, wait a minute, he had a big part in Revenge of the Nerds. Why did he have a small part here?
You're talking about Larry B. Scott. You only see him in the tournament.
No, wait, no, you see him in the dojo too. He gets his butt kicked.
Oh yeah,
in the dojo. And it would have been nice to see him in Cobra Kai,
like
even though he wasn't.
Does an appearance.
Yeah, he wasn't the main five guys, the five white boys. But it would have been nice to see him because I recognized him from Revenge of the Nerds.
I was like, is that the guy from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes. No, this movie still rocks, even though it's over 30 years old. No.
Same age as me, bro.
Yeah, how old are you again, you bastard? How old are you?
41.
You're 41?
Don't let this youthful vigor confuse you.
Oh my God, I kept thinking you were 38. So this movie...
Thank God.
It's 41 years old. So, wow. So Karate Kid Legends is going to be just shy of 31 years because it came out in June 2022, June 22nd of 1984.
Say what again? Do your math again. What?
Okay, you're 51. You're 41. Excuse me. You're 41. You're 41.
Yes.
Okay?
Same year as the movie came release.
Okay. But Karate Kid Legends comes out almost a month shy of the 44th official anniversary of Karate Kid, because Karate Kid came out in June 22nd of 1984.
Yeah, so it would be 41 years.
It's I'm just saying to the date, just shy to the date.
Yeah, no, but you kept saying you were like the 44th. I'm like,
I said 44th.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, 41st. Sorry, I thought I was saying 41st. My bad. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm tired. But this movie is worth the watch. Again, if you want to see some great acting by everyone, actually, I'm sorry, everyone did a great job acting-wise.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard the actor, Martin Cove. First of all, he's a real martial artist, but he also helped choreograph the fights. No. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Pat Johnson. Maybe Martin Cove, maybe he added something here and there for his character, because he doesn't really do anything that much. But
he does more in the second movie. That was the one where Miyagi does the whole.
Yes. Right, exactly. But Pat Johnson, he was the head referee in the movie. The other referees in the film, excuse me, are legit martial arts instructor. There's a black guy, like bald-headed black guy. He was a Kempo master. You see him in Enter the Dragon. He's in the beginning of Enter the Dragon when Jim Kelly stops by his dojo.
Yeah.
The referee that's sitting that's writing down the stuff, is he a black belt or not? What belt is he? He's a legit martial artist. Pat Johnson, the white guy, he's with the mustache. He's in Jackie Chan's The Big Brawl. He's in Enter the Dragon. He choreographed this. He choreographed the Ninja Turtle films, the early ones with Golden Harvest. He's Tung Sudol. He's the style I studied.
Gotcha.
Same style as Chuck Norris. And he did also the choreography for Mortal Kombat, the first one, the throwback one. So the guy's legit martial artist and choreographer. Oh, so here's one thing before we do go. Even though it's a great movie in the sense of rooting for the underdog, in the real world, Daniel lost the first match.
Oh, absolutely.
He would have been beaten the first match by a legit black belt. And that's why I have a problem with the Cobra Kai's and series and all this stuff, that these guys trained as white belts a few months later, now they have black belts and kicking ass of people who've been seasoned for years of training.
Yeah.
But these guys can. Now, granted, I can give Daniels a former athlete, a soccer athlete, so he has that coordination, even though his balance is horrendous when he's trying to practice the kick.
That was the thing I was watching, like during the fights, like he was bouncing around. I get, you can bounce around and move and whatnot, but it wasn't like that. It was just like jittery.
Yeah.
His first fight.
Like what you do in a sense of a person who has no boxing experience, they tend to jump up and down so much. It's like, why? You don't jump up and down in boxing. Okay?
You can bounce on your heel and you can
not your heel, the ball of your feet.
I'm talking about just in general, like for like Taekwondo, you can you know what I mean, ball your feet, but like your heel's going up and down.
You're shifting forward and back.
Yeah.
Right. But no, there's some people, only the person that goes up and down in boxing, to my knowledge, is Manny Pacquiao. He just goes up and down as he's fighting. It's weird. But the average person, anyway, the average person thinks they can fight and they can't do shit. But anyway, regardless, this movie still rocks. It still holds up. It still gives me chills. Pat Morita knocks it out of the park. Martin Kove is a great villain.
Yeah.
Johnny Lawrence is a great villain, if you look at it that way, or a great hero, depending on how your perception of it.
He even gave the trophy in the end. It was a weird moment, but he's like, that was a good fight, LaRusso.
You're all right, LaRusso. Great match.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we see that part where he's like, whoa, my master's going full blown crazy.
That's where you see, like, he has a line. He's like, I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah, but I wish we saw that a little bit more, just a little bit.
And that was a thing I forgot as a kid remembering, because I remembered the whole Three Stooges thing with the nose. That's in part 2. To me, I thought that was supposed to be the scene right after the tournament.
Right.
Because I was remembering it as all in one part.
Right. I can't remember if they shot that and they left it for part 2, or they shot it just for part 2. Like, they did the ending again. Because part 2 takes off as soon as part 1 ends.
I feel like they shot it just for part 2, because I felt like I saw a clip not too long ago and that it looked like it was slightly better quality.
Oh, I saw that too in the movie, watching it on DVD. There are some scenes crystal clear where there's some fuzz in other scenes.
I think that has to do with did they keep all the original film? The original film is what they need to ramp up the quality.
Well, I saw it on DVD, not on Blu-ray, so
yeah,
that's the thing. But anyway,
to be fair, I'll give it a 76. I'll still say it's worth a watch. I kept falling.
Wait a minute, did you just went down on a score?
I didn't give a score yet. You had just gave your own score.
No, I thought you gave it you gave a score. You said like 80 something.
That was Lilo and Stitch.
Oh shit. Okay.
I was actually falling asleep several times at the movie.
Of this?
Yeah, I was.
Oh my God, really?
That's why I had a problem with the pace. For some reason, it wasn't keeping me engaged.
Wow.
But again, you could relate to the story and to what's happening more than I can.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like I was saying some of the lines out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched this movie maybe way too many times. And then if you watch this and then you watch the remake, you'll see like what is said is like, oh, they just copied this, they copied that. The training is different, of course, but it's similar in the sense of how Jackie Chan's Han, I think his name is, how he trains Jaden into the moves. All right, guys, that'll be it for us. That was our throwback review of 1984's The Karate Kid. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Let us know in the comments below. Are you going to see the new one, Karate Kid Legends? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Bonsai!
Bonsai!
Bonsai, Daniel-san!
Bonsai, Mr. Miyagi.